Samoa Joe having this big debut match. Dude, Joe doesn't need to be a champion to get me buzzing, bro. I
No, he
love
doesn't.
Samoa Joe. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of my lifetime.
He's awesome, yes.
Yeah, and this one had people going crazy because although it feels like Platinum Max is kind of slotted into this role of a guy who talks a lot of trash and loses these big matches, it does feel believable that AEW is going to come around and eventually he's going to break out, right? He's going to eventually have that match where he's going to win against a guy like Samoa Joe or get that big push to be a top level guy because the guy has charisma for days. That said,
that's an understatement.
there was no chance he was going to beat Joe in his debut, man. And I want to hear from you. What was your experience watching Joe live in AEW? What was that like for you, man?
I've been wanting to see more and more Joe. As soon as, originally he got let go, I was like, please bring him to AEW. Then he gets re-signed and then it let go again. And then Joe's, debut in AEW. I'm so happy because the guy is just, I love his power. I love his like facial expressions and what he can do as such a big man. And, his just the way he carries himself and walks, man.
No nonsense, right?
No nonsense for sure.
Yeah.
And even though we are huge Max Caster and Acclaim fans, throw him up. Everybody loves the Acclaim. Got to give props to that first thing. Another fantastic mic drop, home run as always. And you could see the look on Joe's face and had us cracking up at home as well. But even though it was essentially a quick dominant match, against someone as much as we like as Max, it makes sense. And I don't think it hurts him that well. Max just went against CM Punk, the best in the world. Now he's going against Samoa Joe. He's sharing the ring. And, I made that bold take, that hot take a couple weeks ago is like, I want to see the Acclaimed as tag team champs very soon because they're just entertainment level is awesome. You don't need to be, yes, we love wrestling and great, but like, I think some past tag team champs just in different promotions in general, not necessarily are the best in ring stuff, but if they have a gimmick that works and are likable, they can beat you with simple moves just because they're like that. Like, New Age Outlaws was one of my favorite tag teams of all times. Were they the best in the ring in WWF at the time? Probably not, but they had one of the best gimmicks and most fun, and it got us as fans excited.
No doubt. Anytime that you're right. Anytime Platinum Max, anytime that the Acclaimed come out, anytime you hear that siren, the crowd gets going, dude. We love the creativity that Max brings. We love the energy that Bowens brings, but neither one was enough for Joe. Joe busted out some old school moves that any old Joe fan knows. His punches, his dance moves were great. He busted out the muscle buster to put Max away. I mean, it was a definitive statement by Joe, and I love that he piggybacked off of his initial press conference when TK introduced him. Joe's career has had a lot of peaks. He's been at the top many, many times. But the final chapter of his run in WWE, he was looked at as a commentator, as a mentor, as a guy who was, kind of past his prime and was going to kind of help usher in the new era. And Joe made it very clear, man, I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to be a big brother to somebody. I'm here to finish my career at the very top. And I think that entering the Owen Hart tournament and winning in such a definitive fashion, I mean, let's be honest, man, this was a pretty one-sided affair. Joe beat the snot out of Platinum Max in this one. And I think it was a good statement win for Joe. And I think it's going to propel him to being one of those guys. And again, we've had so many big names break through in AEW over the last year. But I think that Joe is one of those guys that, with his age,
I hope so.
With the draw that he is, with the seriousness that he brings, and this is something that I think is really important. His opponent, Platinum Max, is a great example. Charismatic guy, hilarious. There's a lot of people who are great entertainers in AEW, but this is one of the things I love about Moxley and the new edge that he's showing. Joe brings a seriousness, a violence to his matches that is really a breath of fresh air in AEW. He is a guy who's not really about the showmanship, the flash, the spots. He's not going to do a bunch of flips. This is a dude who is going to punch you in the face and choke you out. And I love that about Joe. The seriousness that Joe brings. He's got to be a favorite to win the Owen Hart tournament, man. He's absolutely got to be a favorite.
Yeah, I don't think even though this is the first match of the tournament, we don't know how big the tournament's going to be. I feel like, just having a debut like this, you got to, but you can kind of see that stuff that was happening with Jay Lethal, that quick heel turn that he had at Ring of Honor. So I'm all in for that, getting more and more Jay Lethal on that.
I'm happy to see Jay Lethal on Team Heel, so baby. I know all that guy about it.
Overfills with character and a lot of fun, man.